As you may remember, earlier in the year, we kicked off our new Bucket List Drive series with the fabulous Ferrari Enzo, where I was lucky enough to drive it through the Bolognese hills of Italy. And in this next episode, we're back in Italy, on a road famously used in the start sequence of The Italian Job. But we're not here with a Ferrari, or any of Italy's finest. In this episode, we're here with what I think is one of the best handling hypercars of the modern era. A car from the pioneering age of hybrid technology, and where three manufacturers went head to head with their own interpretations of how they should be used. It's a car from what became known as the Holy Trinity.
Out of all the Holy Trinity cars that I would choose to drive this road, one of my most favourite roads in the world, it'd have to be the Porsche 918. I may be a huge Ferrari fan, but out of those three cars, this is the one that feels by far the most nimble. And of course, you've got that noise. 4.6 litre V8 mounted just behind your head, and it's pushing out 600 brake horsepower, and then when you put it in race, that gives you an electric motor with an extra 282. I think even though we're currently in Italy, the land of Ferrari, no one will be turning their nose up at this car. Oh, you can't beat a V8. Oh, and that power! Powerful and heaviest of the Holy Trinity cars. But with that four-wheel drive system, the way that you can hook this up out of a hairpin is unreal. Oh my God. I've driven this road in some pretty special cars before, but this has just smashed everything into oblivion. The power is relentless, not even getting anywhere near the capabilities of what I could do when I pull out of a corner. Oh my God! It is on it! Hypercar turned rally car. 200 kilograms heavier than the LaFerrari P1. It really doesn't feel it. It feels small. And the feedback that you get from the steering, you can literally place it anywhere on the road. Oh, I love this road. You get so many different sections. You've got the high-speed bends, and then you come into the really tight sections down in first gear. First again for this one. Getting on it, and it's so quiet. I'm having the time of my life right now. It's so hard to believe that this car is now 10 years old. Production started in December 2013, and you know what? It feels so up to date. It was so ahead of its time. All the cars now are starting to adopt the hybrid technology, just to give it that extra power, but at least it's maintained the naturally aspirated aspect of the car. Good on you, Porsche. You do get it right, you do make good cars. I know I said they don't. That's just to wind people up. Bye Tesla, sorry. When they tested the Holy Trinity on the Grand Tour, and I actually put all 3 cars on the same tyres, this was the fastest, despite having supposedly 50 brake horsepower less than the LaFerrari. Having the exhaust pipes just there, genius. When you've got the roof off on a day like today, then you can just appreciate that noise. This particular car is also a Weissach car, which means it's got even more weight saving going on. It's full of carbon fibre. This car is also number 603, and as you can see, it's in this fantastic Martini livery. And this car has actually done now the Alps Tour twice. It's getting used. The owner's only had it about 3 months and he's already done 4,000 miles in it. These cars are meant to be driven. Do not lock them away. So what if it's worth £1.5 million? It's still there to be used, and when it's as good as this, why wouldn't you use it? This road was actually famous for being used for the filming of the Italian Job, where the Mura was trying to escape Italy, and just down the road in a tunnel it met its demise with a big digger. Thankfully I'm in a Porsche and not a Lamborghini, so I'm hoping nothing like that will happen. With the amount of control I've got over it, the electric motors are controlling the front wheels. So it means when you pull out of the hairpins, that's where you get the extra grip. I must admit, in comparison to the LaFerrari, there is a little bit more understeer when you turn in hard. But you soon forget about that when you exit the corner. The level of grip's just insane. Even the interior is very much up to date. You've got this nice plain screen in between. There's limited amount of buttons on it. Because why confuse a driver that's in a car like this? When you get going on a road and you're in the tight and twisty things, it's not daunting at all. It doesn't feel that big. You can thread it through gaps that you just, I don't think you could with a LaF or the P1. And of course you can have the roof off. I know you can in a LaFerrari, the later car. But this was always designed as a Spyder. Oh my God! Just need to deploy all 875 brake horsepower. Thread it through these. Oh, what an unreal experience. I think this is quickly becoming one of my most favourite cars ever. On this road it would be unstoppable. I wish it was closed and then he could really go for it. And then of course, when you've finished hooning, and then you can turn it into eco mode and cruise in silence and reflect on how good this car is.
2024 will mark the 10-year anniversary of the Holy Trinity cars, so we're keen to get our hands on the other two, a LAF and a P1, to celebrate properly. And we better be quick, as there's already talk of successors to the famous trio. The Ferrari replacement being due for release in the next few months, with McLaren rumoured to be following shortly after, but the Porsche Super Series apparently not due until 2026. A huge thank you to the owner Andy for letting us drive this wonderful creation. Incidentally, he was also the generous owner of the Ferrari Enzo we drove earlier in the year. For me, the Porsche 918 Spyder was the perfect match to the Petit-Saint-Bernardino. But let us know in the comments, which Holy Trinity car are you taking and where?